Hey guys.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Secondhand Collective Podcast. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Evan. And last week we talked about my Poshmark strategies, experience, all that fun jazz. And this week we're going to talk about Stephanie's Poshmark journey.
Which is completely different.
Yeah, we are quite different in our Poshmark styles, which makes this fun.
Yeah, and I really like it. I think I'd already mentioned it before on our first episode. I started selling on Poshmark because I saw somebody do it to help pay off their debt. And I was going to the Goodwill outlet, also known as the bins, and was just buying clothes for myself and things for myself, a lot of things. And I was all of a sudden like, wait a minute, I could do this and then make money and sell it. And so I would start doing it. I would spend like maybe $25, $30 and get 20 pounds of stuff, maybe 18 pounds. They've changed their prices, so I can't remember. Mm-hmm. But I would just buy a bunch of stuff like that I thought was kind of cute, mall brands, and then I would just list it and sell it for like the sale price would be like $6 to $10 on most of the items. Like I sold something for $20 one time and thought I was just ecstatic. I made so much money. And I was doing it before I went to work as a nanny. And I remember the first day that I had decided to start selling on Poshmark, I just pulled some stuff out of my closet to list. And it was like pitch black outside because it was like February. Mm-hmm. And I woke up at 5 a.m. and just hung things on the back of my closet door. And the lighting was just the overhead light in the room, and people were like, it was getting traction. And so then I went into the bins and bought stuff. And I just remember being so excited. Like I would race home after I would work and try to list all the things. And I sold a lot. I don't know how many items, but a lot in that first month. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is like, I can retire off of this. And thus began my Poshmark strategy of just going to the Goodwill outlet, buying things for cheap, and then selling them for cheap, but still making a profit on them. My average sale price is like $9. And in my mind, I think all I have to do is sell 10 items at $9, and I've made $90 a day. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
To not have to go to work, not work for someone else.
Right.
And I unintentionally became a person that was like a high volume seller instead of like yours is more curated and whatever. And mine is like, I will sell whatever, or try to sell it. I should say we'll try to sell whatever. And that's changed a lot I think not only as I have changed, but as I think the Poshmark platform has become oversaturated with people selling.
Right.
So I just feel like I've had to start thinking about my strategy. And a couple months ago, like 2 or 3 months ago, I actually started a second closet with Poshmark's blessing. My reasoning was I just wanted a closet that did not have lowball offers accepted, because and this is what I do as a buyer, I'll go to someone's Poshmark closet and I'll see like what they tend to sell things for more than what they're selling it for. So if somebody has regularly sold things for $6 or $7 and they have it listed for $15, I'm more inclined to send a $10 offer to them.
Yeah.
And in general, I sell on Poshmark how I shop on Poshmark. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, man, that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot here. So there are some items that are higher priced, and I can understand why people, if they go to my closet and see that, why they'd be like, why would I pay you $50 for something when you have sold a $6 pair of shoes last week or whatever. So that's been an interesting thing to be relearning as well. It's just starting from the beginning. And that's been exciting. And the thing that's really exciting about that closet is when something sells, I get excited because I know that I'm not making $3.
Yeah.
As opposed to my other closet where I'm like, I mean, maybe it can try to pay for my latte, but doesn't always cover it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't really have like a curated thing. Lately, I have been picking up plus sizes more. Not to the exclusion of straight sizes, but when I got pregnant, I decided that I was going to try really, really hard not to buy maternity clothes. Yeah. I don't know why that seems so like a weird thing to resell, but it kind of makes sense. But also I'm wearing maternity pants now, so it didn't work that well. But I just decided I would like start buying clothes sizes up in like plus sizes and then just resell those like normal.
Right.
And I just started realizing like how expensive plus size clothing can be, and was like, well, if I can start to offer people these items at a cheaper price, then maybe I'll get return customers in that, or at least people that will be more likely to bundle.
Right.
I actually, this is a side note. Well, this, I guess, is my Poshmark strategy. I'm not a people person at all. Like, I like people. I can do well around them. I just can't handle people. They're so ridiculous sometimes. And I had someone that bundled like 6 plus size sweaters. And my mom actually helps me with my shipping. And she said, there is no way this is under 5 pounds. And I was like, listen, Linda, that's her name. So it's funny to say. I don't talk to her like that, but it's funny.
Come on, Linda.
It's funny to recount it like that, but I don't speak to my mother like that. But I was like, don't do any tissue paper or any, like, don't even put a business card in there. Like, we're not adding any extra ounces. And it was an expensive bundle, but it was still 6 plus size sweaters.
Yeah.
And I got like 3 stars for presentation because they were just put in the box. And the comment was like, if you had put more time into the packaging, I probably would have come back and bought more. And I was like, I don't know.
You're like, I don't know if I want you to come back.
I know. I was like, I mean, I want her money more than anything. Yeah. But I just was like, I just wanted it to get to you fast. And she even said in the thing, she's like, items were as described, but, and I was like, all right, take your 2 stars away from me. Whatever. Yeah. So, anyway, my strategy has been, to just list more often. And because of that, I think I'm very simple in my descriptions. I sell how I shop. I don't know my measurements, not even because I'm pregnant, but like before I was like pregnant, I had no idea what my measurements were. And so I've just purchased stuff knowing if it doesn't fit me, I will just resell it or whatever. So that's my biggest struggle. Well, one of them, but one of many. I love Poshmark. I think I'm critical of the things I love the most. Yeah. But is the question about measurements that really kills me because I don't have the time.
And like, I'm an avid measurer.
Yeah. And there are times I was hanging out on Reddit in the Poshmark thing, and someone was like, wow, you're losing out on my business. And I was like, bye. I mean,
it is time consuming. And a lot of the times, I don't know if it really is worth it. But like you said, like you sell, like you shop, and like I for sure check measurements because I have a general idea of what they are, or at least like what it will be compared to what mine are. Yeah. You know? So, because I mean, if I see something I like, I'd like for it to fit. Yeah. You know?
Totally. Like, I totally understand that. And I don't fault anybody. Right. But I just also am like, this might not be the closet for you. In the same way that if I were to go to someone's closet and want to buy like Nuatags Lululemon for $15 and they're never going to counter offer below 60, that's not the closet for me. Right. And that's it. Like, it's just.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing with Poshmark is you don't have to shop these people's closets. Yes. And there's so many that you can shop from.
Yep. Go find someone else.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. And also for me, one of the things it's probably not that different from a lot of people, but for someone with as many listings as I maintain or whatever, I do all of my Poshmark from my mom's house, which is 30 minutes away on the other side of town.
Yeah.
Technically in a completely different city. Beyond the next city over. Just saying.
But still in the same state.
It is in the same state. However, when I go to the bins, it's closer than my mom's house, and it's in another state. But so I do everything there. My husband, bless his heart, he is very weird about things from the bins. Like one time we went for my birthday, we went to Seattle, and it was just super cramped. I have like one of the small Priuses, and we're driving in the front. I'm driving, and his jacket and my cardigan are sitting in the middle, like in between us. And I was like, "Can you put these in the back seat? Like, I'm just feeling claustrophobic." And he was like, "They're fine right here." And I was like, "Can you just put them in the back seat?" And he was like, "It's not a big deal. They're fine." And I said, "Can you at least just put my cardigan in the back seat?" And he went, "Yeah, that's fine." And he put it in the back seat, and I was like, "Do you not want your jacket back there because I put clothes from the Goodwill outlet in the back seat?" And he was like, "Yeah." So he's like super weird about it. So for the most part, it doesn't come into our apartment at all. We really don't have space for that. We barely have space for like us, and now we're cramming in a baby. So we just don't have space. So for me, when I get a question, I'm like, oh my gosh, to answer the question, which will more likely than not result in a sale.
True.
I have to drive to the other side of town, and then I have to dig it out of these bins, and they're just stacked. So I haven't figured out a shelving system yet. So it's like pulling them off of each other. Yeah. And then I have to dig through it, find the bag, pull it out, measure it for you to say, "Thank you, but that's not going to fit," if you say anything.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I can't. That exhausts me.
Right.
And if I think if I ever really had someone buy based off of a measurement, I'd be totally fine with it.
Right.
But especially with my new closet with the higher priced items, I was like, well, if people ask for measurements, I'll totally give them measurements. And nothing. What is the word?
No one's asked for measurements?
No, they don't respond. My brain isn't working. I was going to say chipmunks, but that's not it. Crickets.
Chipmunks. What the hell?
Oh my gosh. My brain.
Those chatty little chipmunks.
My brain is legitimately, I could feel my brain start to stall out right there.
I think that's because you're pregnant.
Oh man. But yeah, so I was like, even in when I'm attempting and I'm trying to respond right away and it's a higher priced item, nothing.
Right.
So to me, and I think about it like this. If you ask me, what's the sleeve length? And you say, I'm really interested in this item, but what's the sleeve length?
Yeah.
It still is like you saying that you are interested in it, but you may or may not buy it depending on the length of the sleeve.
Right.
And I just don't. That's just me. Yeah. I could go on and on and on about it. Clearly. It's a very sore spot in my heart. But
I mean, it makes sense. It's a process for you to get those measurements. Yeah. And for you to get any detail. And since you do buy in larger volumes and you have to do that all at your mom's house, you have very limited time.
Yeah. And a lot of people have said it's just easy to do it when you list the item. And I'm like, but I don't. To me, I batch photograph and then I batch list. So it still is adding in another step for me. So I'll typically I'll go to the bins and buy, I don't know, maybe 20 pounds of stuff. Well, I try to buy 25 because that's when the threshold. It's like if you buy between 18 and 24.9 pounds, it's cheaper to buy 25 because that's when the discount hits. And or the price per pound goes down. So I try to buy at least 25. They're really nice now. I can be like, can I please just put my wallet in the cart? Because I do not want to go out. There was one time where I was like, there's a 3-pound weight right there. I'll make note of it. And I went back and it was 23 pounds. I was like, be right back. I know what I'm doing. And I found that 3-pound weight and put the 3-pound weight in my cart.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, it is worth it to save $15.
Yeah.
So I'll buy that, and then I'll take it to my mom's house and pull it out. And then I just, like I said, I batch list. I'll pull them out, lay them out, and just try to, I'll batch photograph and just try to take a bunch of pictures. So I end up with like a pile of stuff that has photos but aren't listed. And then I will slowly list it throughout the week or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I have to go back and then put them in the inventory bags. And especially now being pregnant, I am not about to be moving all those things. So my husband will meet me after work or whatever, and he'll put them in. He's really good at it. He's pretty efficient. And luckily my mom, she's wonderful. She helps with the shipping,
Right.
Which is really great. Ultimately, I'd like to be able to have it all in one location whenever we get a house or whatever. But for us, that means we always are constantly looking at houses to rent or buy or whatever. Mostly rent at this point. I shouldn't have said buy at all. That's what
with that
I like.
wad of cash over there.
I like to window shop on Zillow. But we're always looking for a space for Poshmark because that would be my ideal. Like, I feel like I have the desire to work all day. If I could wake up and just start working and have my whole day be that would be fantastic. And pause to make dinner or watch a movie or whatever it may be.
Treat it like a legit job.
Yeah. And so I feel like that's the one big hurdle that I've had. And then now thinking of like how it's going to work with a newborn is like, it's probably not. That's the answer.
Yeah.
So,
but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Well, you technically could give yourself a maternity leave.
That's what so I hit this really rough patch this summer where I was preparing for a maternity leave. I was like, I'm really going to do it. And I decided to like beef up my listings in the middle of summer slowdown. And so it was the month of July that I just listed like hundreds of items.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting rid of hundreds of items.
Yeah.
And so I literally, the back seat of my car was full of bags of stuff that had been listed that I didn't have anywhere to put. So I kept them in my car. Oh my gosh. I was like, there's just so much. So I thought I was going to give myself a maternity leave and be very like chill about it. And then I was like, well, I just kind of would also like money.
Yeah. And something to do that's not related to your child.
Yeah. So we'll see. We will definitely see how it all ends up. But so my whole closet is in transition right now.
Yeah.
As I figure this out, which is I think why I was like, if I have this high end or this higher priced closet, that can help supplement it. And maybe, you have a rough day. I had like a good sales weekend, and then I sold something for like, I made $60 on my new closet. Yeah. So having sold absolutely nothing from my other closet was like, okay, I'm all right. That one sale like floated me for the day.
Now, do you feel like eventually you're going to just have your higher end closet, or do you like to have the two?
I don't know. Like, I personally just love going to the bins, and I enjoy that entire process of
which I still need to do.
You do.
I know. I feel like I'm like a poser reseller.
We should do like a live podcast taping of Evan at the bins for the first
just like,
time.
oh, gross, gross.
Yeah. I mean, you and Justin I bought Justin gloves to wear at the bins.
Yeah.
And he will put the gloves on and walk around with his hands like up in the air almost.
Yeah.
And he'll go, what's that? And point in the bin for me to get it. And I don't have gloves on because I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of the like grossness. I'm just afraid of the people. Like, I'm afraid. I've just like heard stories of like you get pushed and people will fight over stuff, and I'm just like, I'm so small. Like, please don't hurt me.
So when I was in Nashville even now when I visit Nashville, I go to their bins. It is so hot in those bins. Like, they don't have air conditioning. It's disgusting. And those people are crazy. I think they're crazy. I think the people here are a little bit more like tame, and it's bigger. Theirs is smaller. Gotcha. But they'll like just grab armfuls of stuff and then sort it out of their cart.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it's nuts.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it's worth it though. Like, you gotta do the dirty work.
It's just fun. I mean, I just think it's so fun. So, I think I would still always want it. What I wish would happen is I wish Poshmark would let you have like a clearance section in your closet.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, if you had all of your normal stuff and then, you know, everybody's trying to figure out having a sale of some sort. And I think that the Poshmark feed goes so quickly that unless you have a solid social media following to announce a sale on, it's really hard to gain traction with that unless you're also putting it in all of the listings, which is hard if it's like a flash sale of some sort.
Right. It's too much time.
Yeah. I had decided like months ago that I was going to do a buy one, get one free LuLaRoe sale. Because I don't know. I like LuLaRoe. They are buttery, soft. Buttery soft leggings. No. Did you know that's how they're described?
Is that how they?
Or buttery smooth or soft or something. I don't know. Buttery leggings. They're really nice, actually.
Buttery.
Yeah.
I like it. No, it's catchy.
And I decided to do it, but then I put that like all LuLaRoe in my closet is buy one, get one free in all of the listings. And I was like way too lazy to go back and delete them all. And I hadn't had any traction on it within the first week. So now I buy LuLaRoe knowing that I'm putting it into this immediate sale. Like it immediately goes into the buy one, get one free sale. Which is fine because I buy them so cheap that if I can make, you know, if you can make $12 on stuff that costs you 50 cents, like I'll do that all day long.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I do wish that if Poshmark had like a clearance area for your closet so you could run your own sale and people could just go there and see this is the stuff that, you know, when people say like, last chance, we'll donate next Tuesday or whatever. And that never happens. But if you just have this clearance thing where it's marked down and you can say lowest price, I'll go like bundle 3 of these things for $10 or whatever.
Yeah. So it's a little more like tasteful and streamlined.
Yeah. And it would somehow remove it and like mark it as clearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the dream. But until then, I think I like having the 2 closets.
Yeah.
It's fun. It makes it less like, oh, nothing's selling because now I'm like, nothing's selling on my old closet. And then I'll go in and be like, and I haven't shared my new closet in 3 days. So then I'll pour energy into that. So it gives me the space to like, when I get really frustrated with one of them, I can just step away and pour my energy into the other one.
Yeah.
And it also gives me the opportunity to start looking for things to sell that have a higher investment. So the price point is higher that I'm buying it at, which I don't know. Sometimes I think that's fun. It just is neat to be like, wow, this is brand new with tags. I think I'm going to buy it.
Some of the experiment.
I bought some stuff in Nashville for like, their prices are much better than up here. And they were like $4 and I sold them for $35. And I was like, $4 to me is an investment because I'm used to spending like by the pound.
Yeah.
But I got really excited because it was cool to see, wow, this decision I made actually paid off.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess that's kind of
that's your deal.
That's my Poshmark strategy and how I do it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Do you have any other tips? I don't know if we did tips.
No, I don't know. I think I don't have any tips because a lot of times people get annoyed with how I sell. So I don't do measurements and everybody just hates that. So I'm like, don't listen to anything I do. I also like, I like literally my only tip is just the idea of just paving your own way and like not being afraid to repel people that are not your customer.
Yeah.
Because that I think is the thing that I have figured out is the people that say, wow, you would have had a sale, but I walked away from it. I kind of am like, that's maybe a bummer when I'm like, I know when sales are slow, when I'm like, maybe I should go answer some questions and take some measurements. But like, like I say, I am a person that buys on Poshmark with no concern for my measurements. I know it's a risk. Even if it doesn't fit, I'm not going to tell the seller because it's not their fault.
Right.
I didn't ask. because the one time I've asked, I felt so bad. The one time I asked anybody for measurements, I knew I wasn't going to buy it. Like, I knew deep in my heart, I am not buying this pair of pajama pants.
Yeah.
And it was a pair of $6 pajama pants. I wanted to punch myself in the face. I was so mad at myself for even doing it. I don't know why I did it, because I knew I wasn't going to buy it. So I feel like there are people that buy on Poshmark like I do, and they're the people that my closet is geared towards more than people that are very in tune with what their measurements are and are willing to pay a higher price. I'm like, I'll take your lower price offer as long as I don't have to measure it.
You're like, let's just keep this low key, guys.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. 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 I'm like low maintenance.
Yeah.
So if we had this space, I think it would work out better having a bunch more listings, because that's kind of my jam, is like, I like the listing. I like the photographing and listing process.
Oh wow, that's weird.
I know, because I don't put a lot of energy in it. I like take the picture, and then I list it, and I can go to Starbucks and do it there. Yeah, and then I feel kind of like, oh, I work for myself. Don't worry.
You're like,
I'm just working. I'm just working
from
right
a coffee shop.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I feel so like cool.
Yeah,
I love that part of it, and so I think I could do that at a much more rapid pace than I do. And I feel like too, as I get better at brands or better at identifying what people may or may not like, that I'm always like, I'll sometimes like sit on Instagram and watch other resellers like show what they've been buying and get some ideas, or be like, well, I think I've seen that brand before and I've passed it up because I didn't know.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, I gotta go treasure hunting and see what I can find. But I feel like I've gotten much better at streamlining what I'm buying. I'm not buying things that are like just because they're new with tags or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So I think I would, if it was up to me, my closet would have 1,500 active listings, all put in bins that have shelves in between them. And I would still be in charge of the shipping because I have it all with me. Right. So one day, we'll see.
It's the big goal.
Yeah.
That's your year goal.
No.
5-year goal.
Maybe. Yeah.
3 years?
Let's do 5. Do they go to kindergarten when they're 5? Cause,
I think so.
Okay. Because when...
I mean, you can always put her in preschool.
True. Do you have to pay for that?
I think there's I think it's called Head Start.
Okay.
It's public.
She is literally not even born yet. I'm already gotta start looking into it.
You're like, I gotta get this girl out of the house.
I know.
That's why you stick with me. That's why me and Jordan hang out all the time. Because we're like, please just don't make me be alone.
I've been noticing that you guys are spending time together, and I'm like, okay, they're my people.
Yeah. You have to. If you have to hang out with your kid by yourself all the time, you're going to die.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will.
I feel like you and I are the same when it comes to parenting.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know yet. It's all hypothetical.
Maybe once you see her face, you'll be like, please never leave my side.
Yeah, I'll be that person. I'll be like, here she is this morning. Here she is getting her diaper changed. I doubt it. But yeah. So that's my strategy.
Cool.
Good times.
Good. Well, thank you for sharing all of that.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, you and anybody else.
The 3 other people.
Yeah. I actually was like, I think I can name them.
I know. I'm like, the people that have to listen.
Yeah.
Out of obligation.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're the real winners here.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. All right. Well, till next time.
Yeah, we'll catch you next time.
All right. Bye.